among some collaborators of mine. I am impressed from all the establishment being there, and I am hopeful that in the near future this university will be further grow up because it has a lot of high quality faculty members. With regards to the conference, I have a very positive impression from the first day because it's very well organized and everything runs smooth. Also, all the people attending the conference has a great of interest about all the subject, and I am sure that and this conference will also growing up in a continuous manner in the future. Thank you.
First of all, thank you for the invitation to participate in the inaugural version of NILES 2019. It was a great event. I had the opportunity to visit NILES university facilities. I was really impressed by the labs, by the equipment, by the facilities, but more importantly, what I like most is the quality of the faculty and the talented students who are really doing a good job in doing research here and in publishing in very good journals. The event was good also technically. We attended some interesting presentations, and the social event was as good. So thank you again for the invitation, and I hope I will be part of next editions of NILES.
The third novel Intelligent and Leading Emerging Sciences Conference. For more information about NILES 2021, check the conference official website nilescon.org.
Good morning, professors, colleagues from everywhere in the world, and welcome to the third Novel, Intelligent, and Leading Emerging Sciences Conference. In the beginning, I would like to thank NILE University for their great support since the first version in 2019. And let's first introduce Professor Tariq Khalil, the honorary conference chair, founding president of Nile University and God's University. Dr. Tariq, please.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmed. Can you hear me well?
Yeah.
Good morning. It's my pleasure, actually, to once again welcome all of you to the opening day of the 2021 Novel Intelligent and Leading in Emerging Sciences Conference, NILES 2021, which is organized for the third time by Nile University and hosted this year virtually, due obviously to the persistence of the COVID-19 restrictions. This conference is becoming one of the flagships of Nile University research activities, and it is indeed a very important one for us because it covers many of the areas of high technology that we consider to be our core strength. There are sessions on deep learning, machine learning, imaging and processing, VLSI and ASIC, embedded systems, mechatronics, bioinformatics, and applications of all in mechanical, electronic, and industrial systems, among others, all pushing the boundaries of emerging technologies. I want to thank all the people participating in this conference, and particularly the keynote speakers and all the presenters. I want to thank the dynamos responsible for making all the arrangements and making this conference a reality, and in particularly Dr. Ahmed Radwan and his dedicated team. It's indeed a pleasure to be amongst you once again, and I wish you all a very fruitful discussions and once more another very successful NILES conference. Good morning and welcome all to Nile University. Dr. Ahmed, it's all yours.
Thank you, Dr. Tariq. You always have a great effort from your support. We are trying to follow your guidance and wish Nile University all the best and for their support for the third time for this international conference. And now okay, wait a second. Oh. And now let's wait for the president of Nile University, Professor Wael. Professor Wael, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mitch. Thank you very much, Professor Ahmed, for inviting me to this great event. It's our third annual conference at Nile University, and we are all pleased to welcome all the keynote speakers, all the guests, all the researchers to introduce their novel researches in those dynamic areas that we are all interested to learn more about. It's a great pleasure for us, and thank you very much for the organization and looking forward to a successful event, inshallah. Have a great day.
Thank you, Dr. Wael, for your words. And now let's have a short video about Nile University, showing the facilities and some features and labs about inside Nile University.
Welcome to Nile University, the first university of its kind. Nile University is an Ahliya, non-governmental, non-profit university and a world-class research institution of learning. where you will experience a learning culture that empowers and guides you through the global innovation and science community. Hope you enjoy the online tour of our beautiful campus. Let's start our walk. Nilepreneurs, an initiative funded by Central Bank of Egypt and implemented by Nile University to support entrepreneurship and small and medium-sized enterprises. It promotes local production through different programs like the Incubate program that targets entrepreneurs and small businesses and gives them the support they need. The design of the place, as you can see, is modern and colorful to motivate you, increase your creativity, and impact your productivity. Here's Fact Labs, the first labs of automation and mechatronics labs in Egypt that are certified by Fisto, the German multinational leader company in industrial control and automation. These labs include pneumatics, hydraulics, automation, and CNC. In addition to Fact, Nile University has other engineering labs such as Mechatronics Lab, which is used in automotive systems and robotics. Metrology Lab, a laboratory that is equipped with different dimensional metrology instruments such as calipers, gauges, and instrumentation to inspect various features to help students with the study of measurements. Thermodynamics and Heat Transfer Lab. This lab is used in the teaching of heat transfer and thermodynamics, where experiments are conducted covering heat transfer modes, thermodynamics power, and refrigeration cycles. Lastly, Renewable Energy is a specialized lab to aid students in understanding the fundamental concepts related to renewable energy using solar panels, renewable energy using wind turbine, and the hybrid system renewable energy. As part of the university students' wellness, healthcare, and the study-life balance approach, the university offers a gym and sports area equipped by the latest sports equipment and managed by professional trainers and coaches, in addition to sports fields to help students stay healthy. Some of the university events and ceremonies are done here in the Roman Theater. Here's the pergola, one of the main seating areas for the students in the university. With its unique system and easy access, NU Library made its popularity among students and researchers by providing comprehensive resources and services in support of the research, teaching, and learning needs of the university community. The Civil Engineering Labs Complex, created especially for civil engineering students and research. The lab consists of Hydraulics Lab. The lab is from Cousins, UK, and includes a digital hydraulic bench with water pumps and all valves, and Osborne Reynolds apparatus. Loading frame, which is used for large-scale testing of various structural elements such as beams, slabs, columns, footings. Soil Mechanics Lab. The lab is from ELE UK and is fully automated and includes equipment used for basic soil classification. Environmental Lab. This lab is also from ELE UK and includes COD reactor, benchtop turbidity meter, refrigerated incubator, distilled water still, muffle furnace, glass bakers, and several other devices and chemicals. Materials Lab, also from ELE UK, and includes heavy equipment such as concrete mixer, curing tank, cubes crushing, beams flexure machine, cement tests, non-destructive pundit ultrasonic, and Schmidt hammer devices. The Chemistry Lab in Nile University gives hands-on lab training and activities in chemistry that are assigned to serve and support Nile University students and researchers. Computer labs are used by the School of Computer Science students in the applied learning of the programming and software studies. This helps students to explore content and directly apply new knowledge. This is one of the technology-based lecture halls in Nile University. It is designed to facilitate the use of popular presentation methods, such as computer-based projection, and to help with the research-based learning approaches. The auditorium is one of the largest halls in the university. It takes up to 750 guests. This is our main ceremonies hub where most of our events take place, such as our annual graduation ceremony. This is just a glimpse of our university and its campus and facilities. This is where you'll be spending most of your time. Hope you enjoyed the tour and found it beneficial. Wish to see you soon as an NU student.
Welcome back. I'm now would like to give you a quick about the statistics of the third Novel, Intelligent, and Leading Emerging Sciences Conference. Okay, for Nile University, actually, this conference fits the Nile University vision to be a world-class international recognized learning, research, and entrepreneurial university, and to develop a critical mass of high qualified researchers. Okay, the objectives behind this international conference to follow up the latest research topics from a different perspective, discuss the ideas with top academic scholars from different countries, enjoy the keynote speech with their fruitful discussions, improve the collaboration between authors in the same fields, and motivate the young researchers in different universities and institutes, and also publish in IEEE Explore Digital Library and Scopus database, and finally motivate interdisciplinary research topics from different related tracks. Actually, we have 4 tracks, as Professor Tariq said. The first track is electrical engineering and technology. The second track is communication engineering and technology. The third track is industrial mechatronics and mechanical engineering. And the fourth one is computer science and engineering, informatics, and biomedical engineering. For the first track, which is the electrical engineering and technology, it covers many subtopics, okay, such as smart agriculture, hardware security, digital signal processing, analog signal processing, VLSI, fractional and nonlinear systems, memristor, FPGA, ASIC, system on chip, embedded systems, bioimpedance, design for testability, IoT, and neural network circuits and systems. Okay, and for the second track, communication engineering and technology, this track covers lots of sub-tracks like smart cities and smart grids, optical wireless communications, autonomous vehicle technology, spectrum management and reutilization, communication for unmanned platforms, secure and energy efficient communication, 5G and 6G and terahertz, machine learning, wireless communication, and edge network computing, blockchain technology for intelligent environments, and IoT-enabled networks. And for the third track, which is industrial mechatronics and mechanical engineering, we have sensor technologies, fluid and thermal systems, computational mechanics, air conditional applications, advances in for process industries and material sciences, nanotechnology, MEMS, microfluids, quality management and sustainability, biomechanics, robotics, automation, control, hydraulics, simulations and mechanical vibrations, as well as renewable energy. And for the last track, computer science and engineering, okay, it covers software engineering, blockchain and cryptocurrency, embedded and real-time systems, code generation and optimization, speech, video processing, medical imaging, information security, multimedia, mobile application, big data, deep learning, AI, computer network, peer-to-peer network, computer architecture and quantum computing, computational bioinformatics, intelligent systems and smart cities, as well as the distributed and high-performance computing. NILES actually started in 2019. In the first version, we received 103 papers, and the acceptance rate was 57%. We had 3 keynote speakers, okay, and the conference covers 36 different topics, okay, and you know, this was in 2019. In 2020, the number of publications we received was 184 papers, and the acceptance rate was 59%. We received from 24 countries submitted papers in NILES 2020. and it covers 48 different topics. Okay, and at that time we had 6 keynote speakers and 3 special sessions. Okay, and actually we had like special sessions, special issue out of this version. And in this version, NILES 2021, okay, we received 167 papers. The number of reviews, 435. The number of authors, 310. Submission from 19 countries, and it covers 51 different topics. And the acceptance rate is 57%, and the accepted paper is 96. Okay, for the most topics, the most hot topics that covered that have been submitted in this conference, most of them in targeting the fourth track, which is a big data technologies and deep learning, AI, biomechanical, robotics, automation, VLSI systems, software engineering, medical imaging, computational mechanics, industrial systems, and service management, and others, from like more than 51 subtracks. Okay, as we said, the number of submission is 167 papers. The number of reviews 435. Okay, this chart shows the number of reviews per paper. So we have 13 papers with 1 review, and all of them have been rejected due to the inconsistency of and format and plagiarism and all the guidelines of IEEE, which is the first screening. Okay. And they are all rejected from the beginning. And we have 81 papers with 2 reviews, okay? And we have 48 papers with requires 3 reviews, and 16 papers have 4 reviews. Up to we have 2 papers requires 7 reviews. Actually, this reflects the sometimes when we have conflicts and the decision was not clear, we asked other reviews to give us more about more comments to make sure that the quality of the conference is as expected for the last 2 years. Okay, this is the statistics by countries. We received papers from Fuji, from China, from Canada, from UK, India, Turkey, United Arab and Greece, and almost from, as we said, 19 international, from 19 countries. I'd like to thank the committee, the technical program committee of this conference, which covers more than 20 institutes inside Egypt and more than 12 countries, okay, from outside Egypt, like from USA, from Canada, from Emirates, from Greece, and from India, and many as well. Actually, we tried to make the conference dates fixed as we can, the last week of October, and this is the timeline we used from the beginning. And actually, for registration fee, we try to use the minimum registration fee to make sure that we are keen about the quality and to support the Egyptian students as we can. And I would like to thank at the beginning and the last and the last slide the keynote speakers that will support us today in this conference. Professor Moanis Amin, Professor of ECE, Director of the Center for Advanced Communications, USA. I would like to thank Professor Khalid Salama, Associate Dean, Computer Electrical and Mathematical Sciences and Engineering from KAUST, King Abdullah University of Science and Technology. Professor Mu'taz Atallah, Professor of Advanced Material Processing, Birmingham, UK, and Professor Fernando from Spain, and Professor Patrick from UK. Now I would like to give the chance to Professor Ahmed Madian, the Conference Program Chair and ECE Director and NISC Research Center Director. Professor Ahmed, the floor is yours. I'd like to share. I will stop share, okay?
Yes, thank you, Dr. Radar.
Thank you.
So first, I want to thank Dr. Radwan and actually my home, NILES University, for supporting and organizing such a conference. And I want to apologize in behalf of Dr. Ahmed Hassan. He has such a small meeting that he can't miss. So I will introduce in my first talk just a part of IEEE Egypt section talk, and then I will go for the TBC. Okay. So thank Dr. Tariq Khali and Dr. Wael Aql for supporting the conference from the starting, and their support actually and the effort made this conference has a lot of success, and it has a third version now. So first, I'm talking here about the sorry, I could so I'm here maybe talking in behalf of Dr. Ahmed Hassan, and as you know, in IEEE Egypt XCOM. So I hope that you see my screen. So on behalf of IEEE XCOM, Dr. Ahmed Hassan, the chair, and Dr. Tamer Bat, vice chair of activities, and me, Ahmed Madian, as a treasurer and secretary for IEEE Egypt section. As you know, IEEE Egypt section has a lot of activities in different universities inside Egypt. We organized many events, and one of the main events, this is one of the main events that has been organized by IEEE, Egyptian Engineering Day. And this is one of the photos that has been taken from the last physical EED. Yes, this year we succeeded to organize the Egyptian Engineering Day virtually. This is due to COVID-19 precautions from IEEE, and it has a lot of participants and attendees that exceeds the 2,500 attendees online, and this is a very large number of attendees that has been served. Actually, in the physical version, we have more than 10,000 attendees, but in the virtual, we got around 3,000 attendees. As you know, IEEE it has 422 members and 160 countries, and we have a lot of technical chapters around the world. But inside Egypt, I would say that we have the second IEEE section in the region 8, and this is one of the oldest versions that has been implemented. And Egypt also has a second railroad in the world, and telecom operators. Actually, the Giants has leading the conference starting from Professor Hammam Mahmoud, and he's one of the leaders in 1955 who started the chapter and chairing the chapter. And since that time, a lot of I would say a lot of chairs has already leading the chapter in a successive way, and they gained a lot of part, followed by a lot of professors, Dr. Samir Shaheen, Dr. Ahmed Darwish, and currently Dr. Ahmed Hassan. This year, we have already organized the Digital Civilization Digital Edition, and actually, this is one of the Egyptian Engineering Day, as I told, continuity, and we have succeeded to implement that with an attendee of 3,000 persons. We have already organized multiple conferences, sponsored multiple conferences in the Egypt, like ICENCO, ICCS, JAC, ECC, and for sure NILES. And another conferences, international conferences inside like Melicon, and the other conference has been already hosted and organized during this year. And actually it has been a successive stories with a virtual implementation. As a social interest, actually IEEE is organizing multiple social events that gather a lot of IEEE life members and IEEE seniors. And here is also an implementation for or a meeting with IEEE SAC student activities and by young professionals and women engineering. Actually, we have a lot of workshops that has been organized with different IEEE members funded from the IEEE. And this is one of the main points that we succeeded to push this year. And we are working to continue this effort. And also we have already hosted multiple workshops from IEEE standard team and to organize a workshop for the standards, IEEE standards, and how to implement them and how to use them. And this is one of the workshop items that has been hosted here. This is the event after part. And usually we have a lot of meeting with the young professionals for the organization. As you know, in Egypt, we have a lot, actually we have a good wealth from young engineers that already has the will to work in the volunteering work and also participate in a professional way in a different activities. So as you see that in IEEE Egypt section, we are trying always to support the different activities by the young professional, by the community, by the technical part. We are trying to sponsor multiple conferences and we are trying to organize with them the operation and the support of implementation and submission for the papers. This may be my end for the IEEE Egypt section talk. And I will move now to my talk as a chair, as a TBC co-chair with Professor Ahmed Hassan. NILES 2021, as Dr. Radwan just explained, it's one of this is the third edition, and actually the third edition has a lot of success stories starting from the 2019 till now. As you see, with the number of statistics, with the submissions and the acceptance rate, and the level and the topics and the tracks and the participation from different countries, this always give us a track for the success. It's an indicator, or I could say a KPI that we are moving in the right way. And I hope that we continue in such a way. So mainly my talk will not be so long because already I will concentrate mainly in the conference technical program. I will just introduce the keynote speaker titles and the small session guidelines for the Zoom. And actually I will provide the no-show policy for IEEE. And finally, I will illustrate fast about the awards. So this year, actually in the third edition of the NILES, we have 20 oral sessions, 5 keynote speakers, and one CAS workshop that has been supported by the IEEE Circuit and System Society for Region 8. And this is one of the workshops that has been already supported and funded from them. Our program will be starting from today, Saturday. So as you see here, this is the opening time slot that we are working from 9 to 10. And then after this slot directly with the same Zoom link, you will enjoy our keynote speaker, Professor Khalid Nabil Salama, that we already joined us now, as I see in the list of participants. As you know, this program has been sent to all authors and all speakers, and it's clickable, it's linked with the Zoom session. So if you want to join any session, you have to wait until the time slot to start of the session and just click the Zoom symbol of the session, and this Zoom session with Zoom symbol will open the Zoom session and will give you an access to the Zoom. Okay, from 11 to 12:30, we have 4 parallel sessions representing the 4 tracks of the conference: AI and deep learning, FPGA and ASIC, fluid thermal, and communication systems. Those sessions already will demonstrate certain papers for implementation. This will be from 11 to 12:30. From 12:30 to 1, we will have a short break. And after that, we will go to our next keynote speaker, Professor Mu'nis Amin, as Dr. Radwan has been introducing him in the keynote speakers. His talk will start from 1 to 2. And finally, we will have our last session from 2 to 3:30. We have 4 parallel sessions that working in a different tracks: bioinformatics, semiconductor and modeling, industrial engineering, and navigation and bus tracking. This for today. And for tomorrow, we'll start from 9 to 10 with our third keynote speaker, Professor Fernando. And after that, we will have the 4 parallel session running for the 4 tracks from 10 to 11:30, Mechatronics 1, VLSI and ASIC, machine learning embedded systems, and system on chip. Finally, we'll have a small break, short break, and our keynote speaker, the fourth keynote speaker, Professor Patrick, will give us his talk, and I will talk in the next slide about the title of the talks. And finally, this day will end from 1 to 2:30 by the medical imaging and signal processing, non-linear system, mechanical system, and material and industry process. The third day, Monday, we'll have 4 parallel sessions that start from 10 to 11:30, machine learning, software engineering, AI and deep learning, and finally, the emerging technology. A small break before our 5th and last keynote speaker, Professor Mu'taz, will give his talk from 12 to 1 p.m. or 13 p.m. And finally, we will have our Science and Technology cast chapter organized workshop from 13 to 15, and this is will be the impact of women's sites mainly in the career. And finally, from 3 to 4, we'll have our closing ceremony and announcement for the awards. Please take care that all the announced time for the session is announced according to the Cairo local time, which is actually represented GMT plus 2. So if you are in the different region or different time zone, please take care from that so you couldn't miss your presentation. As I said, that we have 5 main speakers, and Dr. Adwan has introduced them. I would start with our Professor Khalid Nabil Salama. He will be he's one of the leaders in the sensor area and sensor labs. He is already established sensor labs in KAUST, and his talk will be very interesting because it's access one of the main important points that is called integrated sensor, the synergistic combination of materials and microelectronics. And actually, he's one of the leaders in such a field of sensors initiatives, and he's also the director of KAUST Sensor Initiatives that has a consortium of 9 universities that include Stanford, MIT, and other different universities from Europe and Middle East, and I think Asia. Also, I have our Professor Monis Amin after that afternoon, and he will give his talk about the radio frequency coexistence and the convergence. And actually, Professor Monis Amin, as Dr. Ahmed has introduced him, is one of the leaders in the field, actually, and he's a member of different funding agencies in the USA, and he has a lot of projects that are working in the same field of this talk, so I recommend you don't miss those talks. And actually, in the 3 talks by, the 3 consecutive talks by Fernando, which about media forensic digging up the invisible, and he's one of the leaders working in such a field in telecommunication, University of Vigo, Spain, and he has a lot of research projects that has been serving this topic. So, for Professor Patrick, his talk will be at the afternoon tomorrow, Sunday. He will talk about the visual processes to restore signal to the blind, and he has one of research projects that already working in this field, and actually one of the main topics that has addressed those part. And Professor Mu'taz will give us his talk in the last day about the additive manufacturing for smart and magnetic materials. Professor Mu'taz is he has a lot of work in such an area, and actually covering a lot of research points that will benefit the attendee. For the Zoom account, as you see that we have already host our conference using Zoom, and this is for the 2nd year, and I hope that it would be the last year, and next year it would be physical. But this year we are using the virtual conference Zoom, and as you see, the program is all clickable to the Zoom link directly. So if you want to access any session, you just click on the Zoom link, and it will be giving you the right link to access these sessions. Just a small announcement: we sent to all the authors a guidelines for them for how to name yourself, how to prepare your presentation, how to join the Zoom session, how to access or use the question and the answer tool, the chat tool for asking the question after each part. And actually, this will be applied also for the keynote speakers. This is a small reminder for the keynote speaker in the oral session. Or keynote speakers usually have 60 minutes time slot, 50 minutes for presentation, and only 10 minutes is for questions. And most of the questions will be applied through the chat toolbox or the raise hand method inside the Zoom. For the oral sessions, we have around 90 minutes for each oral session, and it will be accessed through 12 minutes presentation and 3 minutes for the questions. The presenter must name himself according to the paper ID and full name. And please, if you have a question, use the chat toolbox. And we have a coordinator that will handle those sessions, and session chair will choose some of the questions if they are so much, or we have a lot of questions inside. He will choose some of the question, and he will provide the email for the authors to be able to ask him directly by email. No-show policy, this is one of the main important points. If you didn't attend your session or present your paper during the session, according to the IEEE, we will not be able to submit your paper to the IEEE Explorer to be included inside the IEEE Explorer, because it's one of the main topics that you have to be ready inside your time and inside the virtual conference session, and you have to present to your paper and you have to answer the questions. So please be sure that you will be presenting during the session, so we avoid such a conditions of no-show policy. As in the first versions, NILES 2021 we'll have some of the papers that has been elected according to the reviewing process to be in the best paper award, and those papers will be demonstrated during the sessions. And actually, during the session, each session chair and the co-chair will provide you with the other reviewers a degree according to your presentation, according to your answering the question, and those will be averaged with the reviewing score. And according to that, we have one of the 3 places where that will be demonstrated for 3 papers or more according to the score, first and second and third paper place. Thank you for sending your paper, submitting your paper to the conference and attending our conference today. And I hope that you will enjoy the program that we already prepared for you, and wish you to participate always in our next edition of the NILES. And thank you, Dr. Adwan, Dr. Tara, and Dr. Wael, and all the reviewers for their effort, and all the track chairs for their effort during the reviewing phase. I'm thankful for so much for you, and thank you a lot, Dr. Adwan.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Ahmed Hassan, for the nice presentation and detailed guidelines. Okay. At the end of the opening session, I would like to thank NILE University for their support. Professor Tariq Khalil, Professor Wael Aal, Professor Ahmed Hassan, Professor Ahmed Madian. Special thanks for Professor Ahmed Madian, who did a great effort during the conference as usual. Thank you. Thank you for all authors.
This doesn't work without your support, Dr. Adwan, and all the university heads. So thank you so much for your support, and all the track chairs for their support, and all the professors that was in the reviewing committee.
Thank you, all authors. Thank you, the coordinators, the organizing committees, the technical program committee, the session chair, co-chair, the track chairs. It's a long story, and everyone participated in his part in a very good way. At the end of the session, I would like to thank you all. I wish you a nice day, fruitful discussions, and I think after 10 minutes, we will have the first keynote speaker, Professor Khalid Salama.
Khalid, by the way.
Yeah, he's here, right?
Yes, he's here.
Yeah, Professor Khalid Salama is our colleague, okay? Yeah. And I'm sure that you will enjoy the his keynote speech. Thank you all again. We will have like 10 minutes break, and then we'll start the first keynote speaker. Thank you and wish you a nice day. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you.